Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Stephanie, and today I'm going kind of back to some of my mommy videos. I took a little bit of a break, throwing some stuff in here and there, which I still plan on doing, so if you came from a speed clean or a haul or something, don't worry. I am planning on doing so many more of those kinds of videos. But today is a mommy video, and I think it's one that's really important for some women to hear because I know a lot of these things I didn't know before becoming a mom, and I kind of wish people would have told me, or I just would have been more prepared for. So first of all, this video I'm talking about the truth, the absolute truth about being a first-time mom. And when I say that, I do mean just my experience thus far being a first-time mom. My son is 3 months old, and this is just the truth about how I have felt about being a first-time mom. So I have a bit of a problem with speaking very generally when I am talking about me. So if I say you or they or anything like that to make it sound general, I honestly just mean me and my son and my experience. It's just a habit of mine. But also the fact that I have talked to plenty of other moms who feel genuinely the same way that I have felt throughout this whole process thus far. So because I am aware of that, I thought this would just be nice for any moms who are preparing to be new moms, or even if you're just a new mom yourself and you just want to make a mommy friend and be on the kind of same level, then hey, hello, how are you? Yes, I guess I'll just get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that honestly, there's just so much that I could not have prepared myself for. Number one being the fact that I was not prepared to be as sleep deprived as I was. For my son, the first 2 to 3 weeks, honestly, he wasn't too bad, but the first 2 to 3 weeks, sleep was non-existent. He would sleep in like 2-hour intervals and be up every 2 hours, and he'd be awake for like an hour. So there really wasn't time to get anything done, nor was there time for me to like sleep, because the couple hours that he would sleep, nothing would have been done because I was just physically and mentally exhausted. I suffered from baby blues, which I thought was almost postpartum depression. Thank goodness it wasn't. I did talk to my doctor about it. It was in fact just baby blues. I was not prepared for baby blues. And I am so serious when I say every single day for the first like 3 weeks, I cried. Sometimes it would seem like it was over nothing. And I remember my husband coming home from work some days, and I would just look at him, and I'm feeding my son, and I just started sobbing. I know a lot of it has to do with hormones. A lot of it has to do with being sleep deprived. That would definitely help that. And a lot of it for me was the breastfeeding, which is another thing I was not prepared for. I was stupid. In the hospital, I'm someone who, depending on the situation that I'm in, how comfortable I feel, am I okay with asking a ton of questions? And to be honest, I can say it was a little bit of pride, for sure, in the hospital. I didn't want to ask a ton of questions about breastfeeding. I was offered, if I ever needed help with him latching or whatever, to hit my little button and ask the questions and get the help that I needed. And honestly, I was a little bit too prideful, and I was honestly a little bit uncomfortable asking. And I really can't even explain to you why, because I think about it now and it was really stupid, and I should have, being a first time at all of this, I really should have just asked the questions that I should have. And I was having so much trouble with my son latching. I plan to exclusively breastfeed for the next 9 months. I want to go up to a year at least, which I'll be doing a breastfeeding journey video, so look out for that. But I had so much trouble to get him latching, and I'm on Google and I'm looking up all these different positions and things. And for me as a mom, like I thought, you know, they say, oh, it comes naturally to the baby, which of course it does. I mean, don't get me wrong. He was looking for it. He was trying to suck on something, and it just was not working with my nipple a lot of the times. And that in itself is very stressful, which is another thing that led to me having the baby blues, because I didn't take advantage of having somebody with the knowledge of exactly what I needed to do and ask the question. I honestly, where I was, I should have asked every single time it was time to feed him for someone to come and help me get him to latch. It would have saved me so much frustration and stress coming home, because coming home, I thought I would just have it, and I didn't. So I would sit on the couch, and it would take me, it could take me up to an hour to even get him to latch before he'd finally eat. And it was just so draining and stressful, and I just wasn't prepared for being so lost. I honestly felt as a mom, I felt like I was doing something wrong. I felt like I wasn't being, the mother that I wanted to be because I just wasn't getting this down, and it's supposed to be just second nature. But it's also not. So definitely was not prepared for it not to be as natural as I thought it was going to be. Another thing I think is really important to know as a first-time mom, the truth about it. Babies, newborns especially, cry a lot, all the time. Again, I'm speaking generally, I'm sorry. My son, he cried a lot all the time. And other people that I've talked to, same thing, like I said. But that's their only way of communication. They can't tell you anything. The only thing they know how to do as far as communication when they're that little is to cry. So as a new mom, you're learning what each cry means. With some baby, that's not even relevant. Some people say certain cries mean different things. Sometimes it's not relevant. For me, it wasn't. My son would just cry, and I would have to try everything I knew to try before I found the resolution to why he was upset, and that was just that. So there was a lot of crying, which means for me, there was a lot of kind of frustration, because sometimes you would try and try and try everything, and nothing is working. So, a lot of all mommies post pictures of their happy smiley baby, and they post all these, uplifting statuses and posts about how much they love being a mom and how their baby is everything to them. And as someone who, before you're a mom, you might look at that and think, I could be lucky and have this perfectly easy baby. And I think as a newborn, and I could be wrong, I think as a newborn, 90% of women, it's not just easy as a first-time mom. Never is it just easy. And the thing of it is, most women aren't going to post the pictures of them sleepless and crying and bags under their eyes and the baby screaming, and they're not going to post the the hardships of coming home with a new baby as a new mom. It's not something that people really share, because people want to share the positivity, and they want to get the feedback of positivity. And obviously, just it's much cuter posting a picture of a smiling baby than a crying baby. So I think that a lot of social media helps there to be a lot of unrealistic expectations to being a mom to a newborn, especially your first time. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's also a lot of scary things. I know for me personally, my son, he got a cold at around 2 months-ish old, about 2 months and a couple weeks. Luckily, thank goodness, the power of breast milk and just really sticking to making sure everything was clean and making sure my husband and I got healthy. My son, he only had a cold for a day and a half, so it was great. He is very strong and overcame it very quickly, so that was good. But I wasn't prepared for how scary everything becomes as well as a parent, and how scary the world becomes. We all already know there's so much negativity in the world, and unfortunately, we can't really protect ourselves from it. And then you throw in a child of yours, and all you want to do is protect them from it, and it becomes very scary. The world becomes scary. I personally have become a very paranoid and anxious person throughout my pregnancy and throughout now motherhood. And honestly, just because I never want my son to be hurt, I never want him to get sick, I never want anything that inevitably is going to happen in his life to happen. It's really hard to accept that, because you want to just protect them. I'm being general again. I want to just protect him from everything and anything that can hurt him or scare him or make him uncomfortable, and I can't, unfortunately. All of that is inevitable, and it's just something else that I wasn't prepared for, to be so unprepared. With all of that said, being a mom, and to someone like me who, if you don't know, there will be videos linked below to explain further. Wanting to be a mom so bad, desiring so hard to be a mom, and losing my first baby with my first attempt at getting pregnant, and getting pregnant no problem, losing my first baby, it taking 2 years to then finally conceive, and then to have this little half me and half the man that I plan on spending the rest of my life with. There's no way to describe the feeling, and not even just the feeling, but the connection that you have to this little human, especially after going through a first-time pregnancy. And for me, my pregnancy was super easy, thank God. My labor and delivery, not so much, but my pregnancy was a breeze, honestly. And to be able to enjoy the pregnancy in the way that I did for the most part, I just couldn't have imagined. This is the thing. This is This is one thing that I really wanted to say and state and get across in this video. And that is that when you're pregnant in a first-time pregnancy, as a first-time mom, my camera keeps defocusing and focusing, and I really apologize. I'm trying to get a better camera. Anyway, being pregnant as a first-time pregnancy, about to be a first-time mom, desiring so much to be a mom, and just enjoying so much your pregnancy because you know the outcome is going to be your first baby, you can only imagine the love you will feel for this little being. I can only imagine. I could have only imagined. And then I had my son, and I've gotten to know him, and my love just grows from every single day. And then I've realized that I couldn't have even imagined at that time when all I was doing was imagining. I know now that I could not have even imagined. As much as I imagined, I could not have even imagined the love that I do feel for my son now at this point. I could only imagine, and I could not have even imagined the extent that I could love. But all in all, being a mother has become my favorite thing in the entire world to be. I couldn't have even imagined that I would love it this much, even though I knew I was going to. It's just seriously the best job I've ever had in the entire world. I one day hope that it's my only job because I love it so much. I would love to dedicate my entire life to being a mother to my kids. And yes, that's really all I wanted to say. I truly, truly apologize for my camera being such a crappy quality and constantly blurring in and out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hello to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming and just watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys stick around. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and please remember to subscribe if you'd like to see more from me and my family. Also, you can hit the little bell. I always forget what side it's on. I think it's this one. Little bell next to the subscribe button. You will get notified every time I do make a video. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.